Admiral Voss of the Galactic Confederation stood on the observation deck of his flagship, the Indomitable, staring at the tactical display with thinly veiled contempt. The Earth fleet approaching his armada looked like scrap metal compared to the sleek, crystalline warships under his command. "They send these toys against us?" he said, mandibles clicking with amusement. "The reports claimed humans were dangerous. I see nothing but primitive vessels." His second-in-command, Commander Tool, moved beside him. Unlike the Admiral, Tool's expression remained neutral, cautious. "Intelligence suggests we should not underestimate them, sir." "Intelligence," Voss scoffed, waving a clawed hand dismissively. "Look at them. Asymmetrical designs, visible welding seams, mismatched plating. They appear to be constructed from whatever materials they could salvage. No unified aesthetic, no elegance. The Earth fleet consisted of 50 vessels of varying sizes and shapes. None matched the uniform beauty of the Confederation's 300 warships, which gleamed like polished gemstones against the backdrop of space. "Open communications," Voss ordered. "Let us give them one chance to retreat before we turn their fleet into debris." The main screen flickered, revealing a human male with graying hair and weathered features. His uniform was simple, practical, adorned with minimal insignia. "This is Admiral Reed of the United Earth Defense Force. To whom am I speaking?" Voss straightened, towering to his full height. "Admiral Voss of the Galactic Confederation. Your species has refused our terms of surrender. This violation cannot stand. Withdraw your vessels immediately or face annihilation." Reed's expression remained impassive. "We cannot accept your terms. Earth will remain free." "Then you choose destruction," Voss replied. "Though I must admit curiosity about your unusual fleet design. Did you construct these vessels from mining?" "Equipment?" A subtle smile formed on Reed's face. "You could say we built them for a specific purpose." Voss ended the transmission with a gesture. "Predictable defiance. Prepare main weapons. Target their largest vessel first." The Confederation fleet moved into attack formation, a crescent of gleaming ships positioning to encircle the Earth forces. The first volley of energy weapons lanced out, striking the largest human ship dead center. The bridge crew of the Indomitable fell silent. The human vessel remained intact. Not even its outer plating showed damage. "Impossible," Voss whispered. "Fire again, full power." The second volley had the same result. The Earth fleet continued its approach unperturbed. Commander Tool leaned toward his tactical display. "Sir, sensors indicate their hulls are absorbing our energy weapons. The material, it's unlike anything in our database." "Switch to kinetic weapons," Voss ordered, his composure fracturing. The Confederation ships launched thousands of hyper-accelerated projectiles. The space between the fleets lit up with explosions as most were intercepted by point defense systems. Those that reached the human ship simply embedded themselves in the hull without causing critical damage. "Sir," Tool reported, his voice tense, "they're deploying something." Small objects detached from the Earth vessels, accelerating toward the Confederation fleet. They were roughly cylindrical, unremarkable in appearance. "Destroy them," Voss commanded. The defense systems fired, yet the objects continued their approach protected by some form of shielding. They attached themselves to the hulls of 30 Confederation ships before anyone could react further. Then, silence. "What are they?" Voss began. The attached devices activated simultaneously. Not with explosions, but with an electromagnetic pulse that surged through the Confederation ships. Systems failed. Lights dimmed. Engines died. 30 ships disabled in seconds. "Emergency power!" Voss shouted, but it was too late. The pulse had been precisely calibrated to the Confederation's technology. The communication screen activated without prompting. Admiral Reed appeared again. "I'll give you one chance to surrender, Admiral Voss," Voss snarled. "Never, we still outnumber you." Reed nodded. "I thought you might say that. You were curious about our ship design? Let me explain. Humans were not. Born in space like your species. We evolved on a harsh, unpredictable planet. When we reached for the stars, we didn't have your elegant technology or abundant resources. The Earth fleet began to move in unusual patterns, splitting into smaller groups that approached from multiple vectors. Reed continued. We built our fleet from what we had. Industrial equipment, mining vessels, cargo haulers, all repurposed and reinforced. We didn't have the luxury of designing ships purely for war. More of the cylindrical devices were deploying. The Confederation's defensive fire grew increasingly disorganized. Each vessel in our fleet has a specific function, Reed explained. Some absorb energy, some block communications, some deliver our boarding teams. Voss froze. Boarding teams? Yes. While your species was perfecting beautiful warships, humans were perfecting the art of adaptation. Right now, teams of Earth Marines are entering your disabled vessels. Reports flooded in from across the fleet. Human soldiers in powered armor were systematically taking control of the disabled ships. Their tactics unlike anything in Confederation combat manuals. You see, Admiral, Reed said, his voice calm but firm. We never planned to destroy your fleet. We planned to take it. Within an hour, the unthinkable had happened. 1/5 of the Confederation fleet was under human control, their crews secured, in their own brigs. The remaining ships were surrounded, their commanders watching in stunned disbelief. On the Indomitable, Voss stared at the tactical display showing his crumbling formation. How? He whispered. How could we lose to such primitive vessels? Commander Tull handed him a data pad showing an analysis of the human technology. They're not primitive, sir. They're purpose-built. Their hulls contain compounds we've never encountered. Their systems are hardened against our weapons specifically. They knew our weaknesses before we arrived, Voss realized. The communication screen activated once more. Admiral Reed's expression was solemn. The Earth has been watching the Confederation. For decades, Admiral. We studied every battle, every ship design, every tactic. When we built our fleet, we built it specifically to counter yours. Voss finally understood. The asymmetrical designs, the seemingly haphazard construction, all deliberate. Every odd angle, every mismatched plate served a purpose. The humans hadn't built a fleet to impress. They'd built a fleet to win. You have one final chance, Admiral. Voss, surrender your remaining ships and no more blood need be shed today. Voss looked around his bridge at his defeated crew. With quiet dignity, he nodded his acceptance. As the day ended, the Galactic Confederation learned a crucial lesson. Never judge a species by the aesthetics of their fleet, especially when that fleet was human-made.